Okay, today we're going to take a look at using Google Sites as a way of creating a portfolio. Now, writing bins is a big thing in our district, but the thing is it requires some low-tech techniques to put them together. It requires a lot of paper, printing, toner, all that stuff. Um, a Google site can be used as a portfolio and requires absolutely no paper. Actually, the only paper you would need is to display the website using a QR code. So pretty much if you have a writing bin or portfolio, one per class, however many classes you have, that's how many pieces of paper you would need. Um, Google Sites is always a good way for students to begin making their own portfolios. Google Sites are very easy for students to create. I actually can teach a student to create a site in 5 minutes, and a really dynamic site give me 30 minutes. They can use the site to display their work. Anything they have typed up or created in Google Drive can be displayed on their website. And sharing is very easy to do through Google Classroom so that kids can look at each other's sites. You can have a real interactive activity where if each student prints out the QR code for their site, they can go around scanning each site using their Chromebook and looking at other people's work and leaving comments. So I mean, the possibilities are virtually endless with using Google Sites and QR codes. So I know this may sound like drinking water out of a fire hose, but let's go and take a look how you can create a portfolio using Google Sites. So the first thing we'll have to do is click on Create once you're on Google Sites and start one. So I'm going to call this a practice student portfolio. And then I click Create. It'll take a second for it to generate your site. Once it does, it's very quick and easy from that point. And here we go. To start adding content to the site, we're going to go right here to the Edit button. And by default, it's going to say Home. So we'll call this Sample Unit 1. So let's say that students are going to have, let's say there's 4 chapters in Unit 1. Pardon the interruption. So we'll say that there's 4 chapters in Unit 1. So they have writing samples for each chapter. So we'll add a little description right here of what the site is going to be about. We'll say this site is dedicated to the display of my writing for each chapter in Unit 1. All right, so now that I have kind of a description of what this is going to be about, it's my home page, and what's going to happen, I'm going to create a page that will populate in a list in between the word home. It'll say sample unit 1, and excuse me. Actually, we'll leave this as home. And between home and the sitemap, they will populate alphabetically. So let's go ahead and save this page first. And then I'm going to go and create a new page in this button here. We'll call this chapter 1. And make sure it says right here, put page at top level. So when I create the new page, you'll see where the navigation right there. So I'm going to go up and save it real quick. I'll come back to it in a minute. I'm going to create, like I said, for our sample today, we're going to have 4 chapters within sample unit 1. So chapter 2. And again, you'll see how it goes alphabetically. Save it. We'll add the page again for chapter 3. Create. Save it, and we'll do one more for chapter 4. And create. All right, so I'm going to go back to chapter 1. And let's say the students have some writing that they want to display their best work from chapter 1. I'll have to go back to edit. instead of typing anything here, we won't have them type in here, but if they have it in their Google Drive already done, we can display it right here on the website. So to do so, we go to Insert, all the way down over here to Drive, and if it's a document, something that they typed, we'll click on Document, then it'll search my Google Drive for documents. So let's say, for example, that this one is what I want to display. I click on the one I want, I hit Select. I can include a title, which is usually a good idea. It's always good to have a border. And right here it says keep the width at 0 pixels. So it fits the width of the website perfectly. So I'm not gonna adjust anything. Hit save. And now it shows up right here in edit mode. Edit mode, you can't see it. All I can do is center it. I can right justify. I can left justify. I like to center it. If I put the wrong one in here, if I hit the X, it'll delete it for me. So once I have put the document that I want, I can click here, go underneath here, and I can type a quick reflection. I can say this paper was my summary of chapter 1. Okay, I'm just being very basic today. And I click on save. Give it a second. And now it is displayed on my website. Like you can see my little caption there that I put. And I can do this for each chapter. So I'm just going to go ahead and demonstrate real quick for each chapter. Go to Insert, go to Drive. Let's say instead of a document, I have a presentation that I made that I would like to show. There it is. Oop, that one wasn't a good one. Bad link. Let's try it again. Let's see. Again, when you are displaying on a website, you have to have enough permissions. This one right here, it's a PowerPoint file. It needs to be in Google Slides. So this one is in Google Slides, and also I need to have permission to do it. Works the same way, except you can change the size. I like to make it large, easier for everyone to see. Again, I'm going to center it. This was my presentation summarizing chapter 2. Again, it would always be a good idea for students to type a little justification for why they're including each artifact in a portfolio. There it is. And you can go through the slide deck through the website. I'm not going to go through chapter 3 and chapter 4, but again, students can add as many artifacts as they like within each chapter. Now, to display, I'm going to go back to the home page here. And up here is my web address. It's not a very good looking address. So it's hard. Obviously, you couldn't expect someone to remember this and type it out. I'm going to copy it for safekeeping in a few minutes. And I'm going to go to what's part of my my Google account. It's called QR Code Reader. Now, I'm working on a Chromebook right now, so it's going to look a little bit different from me than you. But students have the QR code generator is a web app that's been enabled for them. They can, on a Chromebook, they can simply search here, type in QR code. There it is. Type in QR code, and it takes them to this page. Now, what we want to do, we're going to create a code that can be scanned like this. This is a static QR code. It has nothing on it yet. So I can scan this, and someone scans it. It can be whatever I type here. I'm going to select URL. So when they scan it, it's going to take them to my website that I already copied. See how it changed? I'll show that again. If I delete it, it goes to that. When I put it in my web address, it changes. So once I have this, I save it to my computer. I'll call it Sample Portfolio. And I'm going to download it. And it's been downloaded onto my computer. And all I got to do, if I open up my files, students can go here, open up their files. It's the most recent ones at the top. You can open it up. There's my image. Now this can be sent to you. If they have permissions to print, they can print this out, and then this image can be then posted on the wall, and it can be scanned. So how do you scan a QR code? If you're not using a mobile device, this web app right here can, on the Chromebook, all you have to do is just put the use the webcam here on your Chromebook. Click on scan. Again, I'm going to allow it to use my camera. Now, right now you can see my face, but all I would do is hold up or put the camera up against the wall where it can see the QR code, or pull it off the wall and then kind of hold it up right here in front of my camera. It scans it, takes me to the website, and I can see what that student has done. You can create these. I'm going to take myself off of here. You can create these to be like your portfolio or your writing bin for your students. Since most of us now are having our students type their having their student type all their writing samples. Once the student can share it with the teacher, and then you can upload it into a portfolio website. It would just take a little bit of work. You'd have to create a little page with each student's name on it, and admin can scan it and then quickly see what you've had the students do. And again, the only paper that you would be using is the paper necessary to print out your QR code. So if you are at all interested in this, I know at Omani, the 7th grade ELA has begun doing this. We're in the very beginning stages, but if you're interested at all, leave a comment in the comment section of the video, send me an email, or hit me up on Google Hangouts, and we'll take a look at it. See you next time.